Welcome back to another glorious day in the Corps. Now today we're going to be doing the bug hunt mission for Hadley's Hope. I wanted to leave this one until later on because we did visit Hadley's Hope a couple of times in the campaign, so wanted to see the other maps first, but now we're going to have a go at this with the bug hunt. Because this is a bug hunt, all of our Marines only start with a pistol. I've decided to bring Vasquez as the character instead of Ripley this time, because I kind of figured in the last bug hunt it wasn't a lack of cards that was killing us, it was too many aliens. Hopefully making Vasquez the character will remedy that somewhat. We've also brought with us Hicks, Ripley, Apone, Drake and Hudson. So, this of course being a bug hunt, we need to go and scavenge supplies from these crates here. This is where we're going to find the gear we need to survive. We do get to set up 2 turrets and I've placed them both there. Why have I put them there? Because since they only see what's directly in front of them and across, I should be able to sneak past this way. So 1, 2, 3 that way. And I'll hold down spawn points 1, 4 and 3. So hopefully it'll keep most of the board at bay whilst I get in here, rummage around in those crates, get my squad equipped and then come back out swinging. Also we do have the Ultimate Badasses expansion in place, so I will be applying this ability to Vasquez at the start. So with these cards you basically get one every 5th turn, so as the game gets on hopefully she's going to get a bit stronger. I've picked the Tactician being an example one because what it allows me to do is whenever I draw a hazard card that will be placed on the character, I can instead exhaust 3 cards in my hands to shuffle it back in. Hazard cards killed me in the last one really bad, so hopefully that's going to mitigate it somewhat and mean that we get a bit more out of this mission. So let's dive straight into the Marine phase then on this bug hunt in Hadley's Hope. Okay then, so start the Marine phase for turn 1, activating Vasquez. Her on activation is we reveal a card. It's a yellow, which allows us to recycle a card and draw a card. So we'll recycle the yellow, don't particularly need that, so we'll draw another. That's another yellow, okay, we'll hang on to that for now. Okay then, so let's get Vasquez moving down the board. She's got a speed of 4, so we'll get to move 1, 2, 3. Door opens, but the turrets can't see her. They can only see what's directly in front of them. There's no one there. Let's get her to move again. 1, 2, 3, 4 to there. So we've got a good line of sight when this door eventually opens. Okay, next we'll get Drake to move up. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll just stick in there. We don't want to get too close in case they do roll a 6 and come in and get at us. Then we'll get Ripley to go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hudson. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hicks. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Finally, Apone. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. So the squad's moving out. We essentially want to get into here, get these supply crates, and then get out. Hopefully the 2 sentry guns will hold off all this nastiness whilst we rummage around in here. So going into the alien phase then. First off, activate aliens. None on the board. Activate blips. Blips here. How far do they move? 5 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Opens the door. We can see them. So because they're these next to the door, we can see them. So we'll reveal those. Not too bad all told, so let's get some xenomorphs on the board. Okay then, so less xenomorphs than potentially there could have been. 1, 1, 4 and 2, charging down the whole way. Up here then, let's see how far these blips move. 1, 1, 1. Onto the motion trackers then. So with motion trackers, with this mission, we do start drawing them from turn 1, but from the start of turn 3, instead of drawing the 2 we usually do, we start drawing 4. So it's going to fill the board quite quickly, but for now we just draw 2. So, recycle a card, reveal a card, so single blip on 4, green, so just a single blip on 4. Yep, so 1 blip appears at spawn point 4. Also at the start of Vasquez's activation, we draw a card. It is a yellow. Going into the start of turn 2 then, in the Marine phase. So first off we'll activate Vasquez. So on her activation we reveal a card. It's blue, so she automatically takes an aim action, which bumps her aim up from 8 to 9. Okay, tidy. Also, because of the tactician, we draw an endurance card. It is blue. We've got ourselves a combat knife. Let's get Vasquez then to start opening up into some of the xenomorphs in front of her then. So, with her first action, we'll fire the pistol once into this solitary xenomorph here. Her aim dial is currently 9. Yeah, that hit. That one's dead. And then we spend a card for her to shoot the pistol again, hitting on an 8. Yep, that hit as well. Gone. Let's use her second action to fire the pistol again into this one. Hits on a 7. Ooh, misses. But after you don't actually have to hit with the pistol for the first time. We can exhaust a card to try again. Hits on a 6. Kills. So for Vasquez's 2 actions then, we managed to kill a total of 3 xenomorphs, but there's still 5 in that hallway. So let's get Drake to open up and do the exact same thing. So his first action onto this single xenomorph hits on a 5 or less. That's a kill. That one goes away. Spend a card for him to shoot against this stack of 4 or less. Star, kills 1. And that's his first action. So for his second action, let's fire the pistol off again, hits on 3 or less. Nope, but we can spend a card, and because it is a pistol, it always hits on a 3 or less. No, misses. Okay, I'm not convinced that Ripley can see from there, so we'll get her to move around. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we'll use her second action to fire into these xenomorphs as well. Ripley's aim dial is currently on 5. Misses with the first one, spend a card, hits on a 4. Misses as well. Hicks, probably can't see from there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now he can. For his second action, he'll fire his pistol, hitting on a 6 or less. Misses, spend a card. 5 or less. Misses as well. We'll move opponent up. 1, 2. We'll get him to rest, and we'll get Hudson to rest twice. Just so we recycle the cards that we've used, and we can receive those aliens when they come in for the alien phase. Start the alien phase then. So first off, we activate aliens. These guys move 6. 1, 2, 3. And could have a swipe at Ripley, Vasquez, or Drake. Roll the dice. 1 to 2, it's Ripley. 3 to 4, it's Vasquez. 5 to 6, it's Drake. So it has a swipe at Drake. But first off, people get to fire defensive shots. So let's get Vasquez to fire off first with her pistol. Hits on a 5 or less. Nope, spends a card, hits on a 4 or less. Yes, kills 1. Then we'll get Ripley to have a go. Always hitting on 3 or less with a pistol. Nope, spend a card, still 3 or less. Yes, kills 1. There's only 1 xenomorph left. Then we'll get Hicks to have a go. 3 or less. Nope. Spend a card. 3 or less still. Yeah, there we go. Xenomorph's gone. And that's all the active xenomorphs from board gone. So, activate blips. So, blips on this board, how far do they go? 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And right into the sights of sentry guns A and B. So, fire off with A first. Takes a shot. 2d6 onto that blip there. 7 or less on either. Yep, that blip's destroyed. And then for the second one that's visible, 7 or less. Yep, destroyed. And this blip over here, how far does that move? 2. 1, 2, and don't forget to reduce the ammo. Okay, so now we're going into drawing motion tracker cards. Still drawing 2 as it's only turn 2. Blip on 3 but reveal a card. It's blue, so we place another at spawn point 4. So, blip at 4, blip at 3. Next one. Blip at 1. Exhaust 1 card for each character within line of sight of the blip. Oh no! Right, okay. So it spawns on 1, and basically everyone can see it. Ooh, actually no, I don't think he can actually, because Hicks, Ripley and Vasquez's line of sight is blocked by Drake and Hudson, one or the other. So they can't see it, but there are 3. So we do exhaust 3 cards for 3 characters being in line of sight of that blip. Obviously it's in line of sight. It's 4 xenomorphs. So 4 xenomorphs have dropped out of the ceiling right in front of sentry guns A and B, but they've not moved, so we don't shoot at them just yet. Not in this turn anyway. So going into then turn 3. And from this turn we are drawing 4 motion tracker cards at the end of each turn, not 2. Well, let's start by activating Vasquez. First off, her on activation, reveal a card. It's yellow. Recycle a card and draw a card. So we recycled the resolve, that's gone back in. Let's draw one. Ah, spare pistol, the one thing we really didn't need. Because she's a tactician, draw the endurance card at the start of activation. Ooh, Hadley's Hope map, okay. Exhaust this card at any time to shuffle the motion tracker card you just drew back into the deck. Yes, we want that on someone now. We shall therefore exhaust 2 cards, 1, 2, and we'll put that straight onto Vasquez. That will be very useful. Vasquez's actual moves then. She has a speed of 4, so let's get to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. So not quite enough to search that this turn, but we can definitely do that next turn. Let's get Ripley to move in then. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hicks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. And Drake, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Opponent, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Hudson, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Ah, I've just realised opponent was within his range of 4 spaces when Vasquez equipped the Hadley's Hope map, so we'll just recycle a card real quick to compensate for that. Should have only cost us 1, not 2. Right, and that's Marines done for turn 3 then. So let's activate some aliens. These guys here, they take exactly 1 step and both turrets open fire. Let's start with sentry gun A, needing 7 or less on 2 dice. Yeah, annihilates them. Those xenomorphs have been completely toasted, so let's move some more blips then on this board. 3. 1, 2, 3. 1. Both sentry guns can see those, so we'll get A to take another shot. 7 or less on either. Yeah, destroyed. And again for the other blip that moved in, 7 or less. Yeah, destroyed. And we've got these 2 blips on this board. They move 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, draw motion tracker cards. We are now drawing 4 motion tracker cards from this point onwards. So first one, recycle a card. Yes, please. Second one, single blip on 2. Just 1 card for each character in line of sight. Spawn point 2 is there. Doors are there. Nobody can see it. Next one, single blip on 3. There is no other blips there, so it doesn't move automatically. And the final one, single blip on 2. There is actually a blip on spawn point 2, so it moves 4 spaces towards the nearest character. 1, 2, 3, 4, right into Ripley's face. How many is it? It's 2 xenomorphs. So 2 xenomorphs have spawned and come right running into Ripley. They are in engagement range, so they do get to strike, but Ripley does get to fire off defensive fire. Hicks won't be able to because Ripley's blocking line of sight, however, so Ripley kind of needs to deal with these herself. So, first shot with the pistol then, hits on a 5 or less. Star, kills 1. Spend a card. Second shot with the pistol, hits on 4 or less. Yes! Get in, Ripley. Fended off both xenomorphs there. And that is the end of turn 3. Going into turn 4 then. At the start of turn 4, we activate Vasquez first. Reveal a card for a natural ability. It is a blue. Take an aim action. She goes up to 9 aim. Then we reveal another one for a tactician. Green. Cool. Nice little helmet. That might be quite good to have. 1, 2, 3, 4. She's out of opponent's range, but I'll spend 2 anyway, just to equip that helmet directly to Vasquez. For Vasquez's actual actions then, we'll spend the first one to go rummaging around in this crate. And what could Vasquez possibly want in there? I'm pretty certain it's a smart gun. Yep, so Vasquez has gone and pulled a smart gun out of that crate. Because of that, however, she can't equip a backup weapon, so her pistol will get discarded. but I don't think it's going to be missed, especially when she's got a smart gun, 2 dice, hitting on 9. Very, very tidy. That's her first action. So for her second action then, let's get her to step back into this hallway. 1, 2, 3, just so she can provide some covering fire for the other Marines, hopefully. Ripley then, let's get her to rummage around in that crate and see what we can find. So after a quick scavenge around, Ripley has gone and pulled a flamethrower out of that crate, which is very tidy indeed. So we'll then get her for a second action to step back. 1, 2, 3 to there. For Hicks then, no real reason for him to be hanging around there anymore, so we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's get Drake to move in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so we can go after that crate next turn. Actually, we'll get him to move 6, 7, 8, just so that he's got some more distance between blips. Yeah, opponent's closer to the blip anyway, so I don't think we need to move him anywhere. So instead we'll get both opponent and Hudson to rest twice and recycle all those cards back into the deck. Marines are done for turn 4 then, so let's go into the aiding phase. First off, no activatings on the board, but plenty of blips. So, blip on this board, how far does it move? 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Directly in opponent's face, so it can make an attack. There are 3 xenomorphs there. So, 3 xenomorphs have come running around the corner straight into opponent's face. Let's get Vasquez to defensive fire first with that shiny new smart gun she has. So, spending 2 cards to fire it. Both dice hitting on 9 on either. Yeah, it's dead. Spend another card, hitting on 8 or less. Yeah, that's dead as well. Spend another card, hitting 7s or less. There's a 2. So, completely obliterated by the smart gun. Okay, what about blips? Because there are still the rest of the blips on the board. 2 more up here. How far do they move? 1. 1. And these 2 over here. They move 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's get some motion tracker cards out then. So we're revealing 4 of them. Single blip on 1. Its spawn point already has a blip, but it moves 4 spaces towards. There is currently nothing on spawn point 1, so it stays there. Hicks can see it from there though, so we do reveal it. It's 2 xenomorphs. Let's get the rest on the board first. Oh, here we go. Place a tunnel token in a square that's within line of sight and next to the character, so Vasquez, and then reveal a card. So we're placing the tunnel token there next to Vasquez. Let's reveal a card. It's yellow. Place 1 blip on the tunnel token. 1 blip. It's 3 xenomorphs. 2 more motion tracker cards still. Blip on 4. Exhaust 1 card for the line of sight. Nobody can see spawn point 4. It just appears up there. And a big one. 2 blips on 2. If this card's blips are placed on a spawn point in line of sight, discard 4 cards. Luckily no one's in line of sight of 2, but we do spawn 2 blips. So these 3 xenomorphs did appear directly next to Vasquez. I think that entitles them to an attack. So let's start off by firing Vasquez for defensive fire. 2 cards. 1, 2. And she's going to fire her smart gun into him. So 2 dice hitting on 6s or less. 4 kills 1. Spend another card. 5s or less. Another 4. Good. Last card. 4s or less. Ooh, misses. So kills 2 with her defensive fire. But then we do have some Marines around her. Let's get Hicks to fire off his pistol. Hits on a 6 or less. Does. Kills the last xenomorph. And that's the end of turn 4 then. So moving on into turn 5. Since it's the start of turn 5, we gain another card for Vasquez's abilities, and I've gone with the leader re-equip one. So what this does is, whenever I activate a grunt for the first time each turn and reveal a card, if it's a green or a blue, I may equip that card to any grunt without paying its cost. So that's going to get past the fact that there's only so many crates on the board. We'll be able to hopefully give stuff to the Marines as we go along. And if I draw a hazard, I've got this one, so I should be able to discard those. So that should be quite handy for us going forward. Activating Vasquez then. Start of a turn, we reveal a card. It's green, so we recycle a card and then draw a card. Let's recycle the combat knife and draw a card. Pulse rifle, good. Hicks is nearby. Opponent's in range, so we'll exhaust 2 cards to equip that pulse rifle over to Hicks. He's gone and got himself a lovely little pulse rifle. Then, because of Tactician, draw an endurance card. It's yellow. So we're going to get Vasquez to step back for a first action, 1, 2, 3, and then she'll rest, recycling 3 cards back into the deck. So first we'll activate Drake. Because we've got the leader re-equip, we reveal a card. Oh yeah, let's... Oh, I can equip it to any grunt, it says. Doesn't have to be the one you're activating for. So because of that, we kind of want Drake to have another smart gun. So let's equip the pulse rifle off to opponent. Drake activates and has a rummage around in that crate. Let's hope we find a smart gun. So rummaging around that crate, Drake's gone and found himself a smart gun, which means he's had to disregard his pistol. But with a smart gun, and just like Vasquez, he only exhausts 2 cards to fire it. Should be quite a good trade-off. For his second action then, let's get him to move out of the way. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so let's get Hudson step back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, up to there. We'll get opponent step back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 as well. Actually, no, we'll go 7 there so that Vasquez at least has some line of sight down the corridor. As for Ripley then, we'll get step 1, 2, 3, 4. And we'll get her to rest to get some cards back in. So, Marines are done for turn 5, so into the alien phase. There is some active xenomorphs. They take exactly 1 step and sentry gun A opens up. 7's or less. Yep, kills them. Those xenomorphs go away. Then we activate blips. So, blips on this board. They move 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 can be seen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 can also be seen. So 2 and 3 there. Let's move some other blips before putting models on though. On this board, I move 1, 1, 1, 1. And as for this board, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Can be seen by the turrets. Let's get A to fire. It's only got 2 shots left. Destroys on 7s. Yep. That blip is destroyed. So 5 xenomorphs are starting to charge down the corridor at the squad of Marines. Even Drake kind of on his own there. Let's hope he doesn't get cut off as we go into motion tracker cards. We reveal 4. First one. Blip on 3. It's not in line of sight, so it stays exactly where it is. Second one. Another blip on 3. There is a blip already there, so it moves 4 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4. Next one. 2 blips on 4. After you place blips, move each blip in play 3 spaces. So, 2 blips on 4. 1, 2. And then every blip moves 3 spaces. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Sentry gun A can see it. Opens up. 7's or less. Destroys. 1, 2, 3. Sentry gun A sees it. Fires its last shot. 7's or less. It gets a 5. Destroys. Sentry gun A is now out of ammo, so let's remove that from the board. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and last card. Oh, here we go. Recycle all hazards in the discard pile. I don't think there are any, it's just pistols. If no cards are recycled this way, reveal a card. Yellow. Place 1 blip on every spawn point. Woo! Okay, so a couple more blips on the board then. So we would normally roll into turn 6, but since we're measuring increments of 5 in terms of when we get our new ability cards, we'll just refresh it back to 1. Starting off the turn by activating Vasquez then. For her natural on activation, it's a blue, take an aim action. She bumps her aim up to 9. And then for the tactician, draw an endurance card. It's yellow. Question is, where do we want to go next? Because currently Sentry Gun B has like a full slot of ammo into it, so if we step in front of it, we're going to get shot by it. So logic would say it's better to either hold position and hold off xenomorphs here, or we push forward, try and get for those crates. But we do have the re-equip, so it is likely that we are going to come across something good, and we could just equip it anyway just for holding position. So it may actually be better to hold position for now and let Sentry Gun B hold them off, just while we get everybody equipped and keep the endurance cards down. So yeah, we'll hold position for now. So with that in mind then, what we'll actually get Vasquez to do is start shooting into these with her smart gun. We'll spend 2 cards for the privilege, and she is hitting the first one on 9s. Yeah, kills one. Spend another card, see if we can polish off the pair of them. 8s. Yep, they're dead. So spend another card into that stack of 3 7s. Kills one. Spend another card. 6s. Yep, spend another card. 5s. Also yes. They're gone as well. And you know what? We can see those 2. Let's see if we can spare Sentry Gun B some ammo. Spend another card. 4s. Yep, spend another card. 3s. Yes. Vasquez has just wiped every single xenomorph off the board with one action. Ooh, that is tidy. Having a smart guns and a starting aim of 9. Very, very nice. For a second action, I guess we'll rest and just get some cards back in the deck. So, activating the grunts. Let's start with Drake. Because of the re-equip, we reveal a card. It's yellow, does nothing. But we will just move Drake so we can try and get him out of the way. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Get Hicks to activate, reveal a card. Ooh, some grenades. Yeah, let's give those to Hicks, because he's already got a pulse rifle, so now he can fire those grenades as a free action. Discard his pistol. What should we do with him? Let's rest him twice just to get some cards back in our hand. What about Ripley? Let's move her to the side, 1, 2, and then she will rest as well, recycling 3 cards back in, so now our exhaust pile is completely clear. But also, when we activated Ripley, we reveal a card. Oh, okay. So, whenever I would draw a hazard card that would be placed on my character, which this would, you may exhaust 3 cards from your hands to shuffle it back into the endurance deck. Okay, so let's get rid of 1 tech test, and a pistol. So this gets reshuffled back in. Drake's bin, Ripley's bin, Hicks bin, Vasquez's bin, just opponent Hudson. So we'll get Hudson to activate, reveal a card. It's green. Equip it to a grunt without paying any cost. Okay. Ooh, this would be quite nice. Let's give the flare to Hicks. So we'll get Hudson to move 1, 2, 3, 4. He didn't step in front of the turret, so he does not get shot. We'll step over again. 1, 2, 3, 4. So now he's got line of sight down that corridor just in case something nasty comes our way. So we'll have some advance warning. As for Pwn, so Pwn activates, reveal a card. Ooh, motion tracker. This does get equipped to a grunt without paying the cost. Let's give the motion tracker to a Pwn. So we'll get him to move 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just down to there. And that's the Marines done then. So going to the alien phase. So no activations on the board. Vasquez saw to that. So let's activate some blips. Blips on this board. Moves 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Can be seen. It's 3 xenomorphs. Blips on this board. 3. 1, 2. Immediately seen by Sentry Gun B. Takes a shot. 7s or less. Destroyed. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I don't think he can draw a line of sight to that yet. 1, 2, 3. There is a conga line starting to form there. That's a bit concerning. Blips on this board. 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Okay, motion tracker cards then. There are 4 of them. Okay, I am going to, instead of playing this, because instead of placing 2 blips on each tunnel token and spawn point, I'm going to exhaust Vasquez's Hadley's Hope map. Exhaust the card at any time to shuffle the motion tracker deck you just drew back in. So this gets exhausted, and this gets shuffled back in to the motion tracker deck. So that's been shuffled back in. That was just the first motion tracker card. Second one, single blip on 2. If it's not placed with a spawn point within line of sight, it immediately moves 4. So spawn point 2 is not in line of sight, so it moves 4 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 2 xenomorphs. Tracker card number 3, recycle a card. Yes, please. And then this one, recycle another card. None left to recycle. So a couple of xenomorphs spawn at the end of the hall there. We've got a conga line starting to develop up that way that we may have to deal with. But we did manage to reshuffle back in a very nasty card from the motion tracker deck, so not too bad then. As we move into next turn. So on the marine phase then, Vasquez activates. First off, reveal a card. It's blue, take an aim action. Her aim is back up to 9. Then we draw one. It's yellow. It just goes there. Then as for Vasquez's actual actions. So I'm concerned about that conga line up there. I think we should be able to hold this off with enough Marines here. So since Vasquez is our heavy hitting firepower, let's get her to move. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's get a grunt activate. Let's activate Hicks. So first off, reveal a card. Yellow, nothing happens. And he'll step back. 1, 2. And that would shut those doors actually. So let's not step him back 1, 2. Let's just get into open fire first. So shooting off with the pulse rifle. Spends a card to do so into this stack of 2. First one hits on a 6 or less. Does. Spend a card. Hits on 5s or less. Does not. Second action then. Let's do the exact same. So spend a card to shoot, hits on a 4 or less onto that one. Does. Spend another card to hit into the stack of 3, hits on 3 or less. Does. Do you know what, let's push our luck. Spend another card, hits on 2 or less. No. So 2 xenomorphs still at the end of that hallway. Let's get Ripley to step over to there. So she can see down that hallway now. Or just... Oh, she has a flamer, doesn't she? She has a flamer and a pistol. So let's open fire with the pistol. First shot hits on a 5 or less. Nope. Spend a card, hits on 4 or less. Also nope. And she moved to get there, so that does nothing. Let's get him to just nudge over to there. And we'll spend 2 cards for him to fire a smart gun into that stack of 2. Hitting on 5s or less on either dice. Misses. And that's him done. Also, when we activated Ripley and Drake, we needed to reveal a card. Ripley's, no. Drake's, yes. Who wants a helmet? Preferably someone with low defense, so let's give it to Hicks. Let's get Apone to activate, because of that, reveal a card. Oh, some grenades. We will give those to Apone in place of his pistol, because he already has a pulse rifle, he'll make better use of them. Discard the pistol. Let's just get him to ready up twice. Get some 6 cards back in. Hudson, reveal a card. Pulse rifle. Ooh, yeah, you can have that. Pulse rifle for Hudson because of the re-equip. And we'll just get him to rest once to get the 2 remaining cards from the exhaust back in. And then for his next one, we'll get him to aim. So he bumps his aim dial from 6 to 7. And that's the Marines done for now. Aim phase then. These xenomorphs activate, they're the only ones active on the board, and move 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Getting closer, but not close enough to attack. Activate blips then. This conga line up here moves 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. And they can all now be seen, so let's flip them. 5. 1, 1, 1. Okay, could have been much, much worse. Blips on this board then. How far do they move? 1. Just inching over. Okay, let's get some xenomorph models on the board for those. So a lovely conga line appearing there, with 5 at the head admittedly, but with the other 3s just being 1, that's not as bad as I'm fearing it would be. Into motion tracker cards then, we are revealing 4 of them. 2 blips on 1 and exhaust 6 cards. 2 blips on 1, exhaust 6 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They are in line of sight, so flip them. 1 xenomorph, 4 xenomorphs. Next one. 2 blips on 4. Either exhaust 4 cards or place 1 more blip at 2. We'll put the 2 on 4. And we're actually doing alright for cards right now. So let's exhaust the 4 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. Next one then. Recycle a card, yes please. So last one then. After you place this card's blips, all blips and aliens move 4 spaces towards the next character. So 2 blips on 4. 1, 2, yeah, they're all coming out of the med bay. And then every blip and alien moves 4 squares towards the nearest character. Okay, this is where it gets interesting. Let's move the blips first so we don't forget them. 1, 2, sentry gun B sees it, opens up, 7s or less, destroys. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. These blips move forward, sentry gun shoots. Yeah, destroys them. Then they move, sentry gun shoots. 7s or less, destroys them. Okay, let's do these ones first and then that big nasty conga line up there. So these ones. 2 xenomorphs move in and have a go at Hicks. So, Hicks will fire defensively with the pulse rifle, spends a card to do so, hits on a 2. No. Then Drake can shoot with his smart gun, spends 2 cards to do so, hits on 3s with 2 dice. No, misses. So, 2 xenomorphs in the stack, so we add 1 to the result. Hicks's defense value is 4 and his melee is 2. So that becomes 7. Not enough to kill him, but enough to knock him down. Hicks gets knocked down. Okay, this madness. So, xenomorphs move in. 1, 2. So, let's randomise it. 1, 2, 3, it hits Hudson. No, it goes for a Pwn. So, Vasquez has got an aim of 9 as she fires defensively, spending 2 cards to do so. Shoot into that stack. 9s. Yep, kills 1. Spends a card. 8s. Yes. Kills 2. Spends a card. 7s. No. She only killed 2. So still a stack of 3 that Hudson and a Pwn need to defensive fire. Let's get Hudson to shoot. He did take an aim action. So spending a card. Hits on a 7 or less. Does. Spend another card, 6 or less. No, he only kills 1. 2 xenomorphs left as it goes up to a Pwn. He's got an aim of 6 with his pulse rifle, spends a card to shoot, 6 or less. Misses! Okay, so there are 2 in the stack, so adding 1 to the result. A Pwn's melee is 2, his defense is 5. Oh no! No! And I've got nothing to re-roll that. Oh no! Right, a Pwn's dead. Just straight up taken out. Oh no! Oh, this is where we really needed Ripley's re-rolls when she's a character. Oh no! Oh, he didn't have any armour either. That's it. The Pwn's dead. Gone. Right, okay. Suddenly, what was looking like a sure bet, suddenly isn't then, as we move into turn 3.